So the first thing you need to do is make a marinade, and we're starting with some lemon zest in a pan, and you want to put everything into the pan that you're going to marinate the chicken in. So there's the zest, and then here is the lemon juice, and I like to use just a lemon reamer to get the juice out. All right, there is our fresh lemon. We're going to put that right in with the lemon zest. And then, because we're talking about Puglia this year, we want some olives. And here we have something called Cerignola olives. These come from around Bari in Puglia, the city of Bari. And they're big, meaty, chunky olives, and they're wonderful. And they got a big pit in them, so you've got to take some time to go around the olives and get the olive meat out. So here are the olives, and we just want to chop them up, and that's going to be part of our marinade to go along with the lemon and the herbs that we're going to put in here. So you want about, a half a cup of the Cerignola olives, and you can find those in a good Italian grocery store, or your regular grocery store might have them as well. So there are the olives, and then we want, of course, some garlic and some herbs. So here we have about a tablespoon of fresh rosemary and another tablespoon or several leaves of fresh sage. Always use fresh herbs. Makes a big difference because dried herbs simply just do not have any oils. And you just make a little pile on your cutting board and cut everything up, mince everything up to go into the marinade. You want to do this several hours ahead of time. So there are our herbs and garlic. That goes in. Then I'm going to add something a little unusual with this. A little grinding of nutmeg goes in. So there's the nutmeg, and some pepper, and some salt. A little later I'm going to add some red pepper to this. So now you need your chicken. And when you get chicken home, you want to make sure that you wash and dry it well. And you know what I'm always saying about working with chicken. Get everything out that you're going to be needing for the dish first before you start playing with the meat, because then your hands are into the chicken and you don't want to contaminate everything else that's in your kitchen. So here we have the marinade now, and I'm going to take the chicken pieces, which we have washed, put them in the marinade, and you want to move them around so that all of these ingredients are covering the chicken. You need a 3.5 pound chicken for this. If you want to double this recipe, you can. But try to get the marinade up and around all over the meat, rub it in, and then you're going to put this in the refrigerator. So I think you get the idea. Make sure you kind of coat everything nicely. And then you want to cover this with a piece of plastic wrap. But before I do that, I want to wash my hands, because I have to practice what I preach, don't I? So you want to wash your hands well in soapy water, hot soapy water, before you go to touch the next thing. So there's the chicken. Here's a piece of plastic wrap. And in the refrigerator, this goes. So you want to cover it up. All right, there it is, all ready to go. And now we have to get the chicken pieces browning. So we want to put some olive oil in a pan. Let me turn up the heat here now. Put some olive oil in a pan, and we're using extra virgin olive oil. So here are the pieces, all nicely marinated. You take them out, you put them in the pan, and you let them go until they're nicely browned. You're going to go back and check on this every so often to make sure that nothing is burning. So you want 1 large bell pepper, tap out the seeds, and then just cut it up into thin strips. We're going to put this in towards the end of the cooking because I want the peppers to kind of keep their crunch. So let's see how we're doing here. And that looks great. So now, you know, I browned a few pieces earlier because, as I told you, you don't want to crowd the pan. So if you have to do the chicken in batches, that's what you do. So now I'm going to put the other pieces that I did earlier back in the pan. Now, this is the moment where we add the red wine. So you want a good dry red wine. You want about, a quarter of a cup of that, or 3/4 of a cup rather. And you let that cook slowly over low heat. So I'm going to turn that down. And when that's just about ready, we're going to add the peppers. Don't want to add the peppers yet. So you're just going to have to wait and anticipate. So I'll leave the peppers here. Looks good. Smells good. Now at this point, we want to add those peppers. This is about 5 minutes before the dish is done. You put in those beautiful strips of red pepper. You want to do a combination of peppers? You can do that too. So get them in there and let them cook, for about 5 minutes. You don't want them too soft because you want a little bit of a crunch on those peppers.